Nigeria's Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timipre Sylva, has been making headlines with recent comments he made on Monday when he attributed the latest increase in petrol prices in Nigeria to the COVID-19 breakthrough vaccine announcement from American pharmaceutical firm Pfizer. While talking about the deregulation of the downstream sector in Nigeria, the minister said the news of the vaccine for COVID-19 by Pfizer caused crude oil prices to go up, which brought about the adjustment in the pump price. Let's take a listen.
And that is why you see that product prices are usually not static. It depends on the price of crude oil, which goes up and down. That is why we say deregulate, so that as the price go up or down, you begin to go up and down as well at the pump. Before now, we fixed it, which was not optimal for us as a country. So we say, look, our earnings are not fixed because our earnings are dependent on crude oil price. If we fix it at this end, then it becomes unsustainable at some point. So let us keep it floating so that if crude oil prices go up, then you will see a reflection of that. If crude oil prices go lower, you see a reflection of that at the pump. Now, what happened recently was because of the announcement of a vaccine for COVID by Pfizer. With that, crude oil prices went up a little bit. If you've been following crude oil prices, you would have seen that crude oil prices went up a little bit as a result of this announcement. So when crude oil prices go up a little bit, then you will see that instantly reflect on the price of petrol, which is a derivative of crude oil.
All right, in other news, Nigeria's central bank is planning to establish a 10 billion naira bridge bank fund to strengthen struggling lenders. The regulator will inject the stated amount, or an amount that still needs to be determined by its board, into the so-called resolution fund every year, according to amended banking laws signed by President Buhari. Each lender will make annual contributions equivalent to 10 basis points of their total assets, or a percentage that the regulator still has to finalize, according to reports. So what are the implications? Joining me to discuss these news bits is Arise business analyst Chika Mbonu. Chika, you're welcome. We had a very interesting conversation prior to our segment. But let me. I do have to read this comment from a colleague, Chika, on the Minister of State of Petroleum's comments on the Pfizer news. Said it may be rather disingenuous, Chika, to blame the recent petrol price hike on the crude oil price rally arising from Pfizer's announcement. It takes at least 1 month before an increase in the price of crude has a pass-through impact on the price of petrol in Nigeria. After all, Chika, NNPC and its Petroleum Marketing and Distribution subsidiary, that's the Petroleum Products Marketing Company, PPMC, usually claim that they have a minimum of 30 days stock of petrol at their depots. Moreover, if the impact of higher oil prices had such a rapid impact on the local price of petrol, we should also have seen a corresponding impact on FX reserves, accretion, and a corresponding appreciation of the naira, which in itself should keep the price of petrol at fuel stations constant because we import the commodity. So who is being economical with the truth? Chika, your comments. your comments.
I mean, you guys have to cut Minister Sylva some slack now. Come on.
Okay.
Kind of some slack. But I mean, talking seriously,
yes.
When they're trying to deregulate, they're trying to simulate what they call a free market.
Yes.
And I look at this from different perspectives. So usually when you have a free market, what happens is that the price, supply and demand, yes, determine the price equilibrium.
Right.
Now, the principal component for do recall now that we import literally every petrol that we sell in Nigeria.
Right.
The principal component for the refineries that we do business with to bring the gasoline into Nigeria is crude oil.
Right.
Which means, therefore, that if the price of crude oil goes up, and that's what Minister Sylva is trying to say, forget about the allusion to Pfizer and whatever.
Right.
The price of crude oil goes up, it means also, since that's the principal cost in production of petrol, that the price of petrol should go up. And therefore, the price at which we buy it will go up, and then when it comes to Nigeria, the price will go up. And so that's basically what, that if you have a free market,
right,
the price at which you buy the commodity should also reflect that the price, impact the price at which you're selling it.
Right, okay.
Remember, unless you still have the subsidy mindset. And that's that. So if you exit in the subsidy mindset, and we're moving towards the regulation of the free market, the price at which you're buying the commodity should impact the price which you sell it. So if the price of the refineries abroad we're buying, is going up, the landed cost here also should go up. Okay. And that's what it's saying.
Okay.
Now, and you can argue left and right on that. Now, on the issue of the pass-through for 30 days, the example I want to put out there is also, assuming we are importing rice from Thailand. Okay. I have one shipload of rice here already here. Okay. And when it's already here, I want to sell it at 15,000 naira per bag. Okay. And we suddenly hear that the supply in Thailand are all burned down. Yes. And so no more supplies. Even though I plan to sell at 15,000, immediately I'm going to respond to the new price. Okay. And that's how business people do. You respond usually to the replacement cost of your commodity to maximize profit from it. You're not running socialism. Okay. Now, you can put some argument there and say, is it not PPMC or NNPC that is still importing the whole commodity into Nigeria? Right. But whether they're the sole importer or not, the issue is what? We're moving towards what? A free market. Now, don't kid ourselves. If Dangote refineries comes on board, they're going to buy crude oil at what? International market what? Price. To supply gasoline to Nigeria. If the crude oil prices go up, the prices also go up.
Go up as well.
Now, the problem we have is this, that the regulation has happened. Prices are going up. But there's no safety net for that 10%, 20% of the society that's going to be impacted by this. You and me did inflation report yesterday. Yes. And we'll see how inflation is just riding high. Yes. Especially food inflation, above 17% now. A lot of the push is because of the input costs in producing the food. Right. One of the elements has what? Cost of transportation. So one of the costs that go higher as fuel prices are going up is what? Cost of transportation, and which will permeate every other cost in the society. Okay. So on the balance, I'm just saying this, that the major input for production of gasoline is what? Crude oil. Yes. And if crude oil prices go up, naturally, the refineries who buy the product from abroad will do what? Will increase their prices. And the landed cost in Nigeria also will do what? Increase. Well. Okay, okay. So you are. This is what the minister is saying. So, but you are. Forget about this
Pfizer news, because
the comedy of Pfizer something.
Right, right. Yeah. Okay, fine. Fair enough, Chika. You've focused. You've made a market-focused answer. I want to quickly go. We only got a couple minutes. Quickly get your thoughts on the this news of the central bank's bridge fund. When
banks are in crisis, you see, the banks are licensed, and when banks are in crisis, because market women, pensioners, everybody puts their money into the bank, and so when they're licensed by the central bank. So the central bank is saying, put your money there, it's safe. And so when banks collapse, it usually impacts the whole society. Now, what happens again, therefore, is central bank and NDIC have solutions. One of the solutions is to liquidate the bank. And when the bank is liquidated, what you find is so many people suffer. Because what you get, what they pay you just to up to that in 50,000 naira that's insured by NDIC. Right. So the bridge solution comes up, which the CBN Nigeria has been using, and NDIC has been using to resolve bank crisis. And it's happened. But what happens, therefore, is that each time they resolve the bank crisis and pour money through Ancon all this while, when they sell the bank, they never recover the money. So part of the 4 trillion Ancon has, some of it is a loss arising from the bridge interventions I've had in Sky Bank and Keystone Bank and some other banks. And that's the issue. So this is to help to set up fund. All the banks will contribute because of what they call the issue of systemic stress. Okay. If one bank collapses, it may affect the confidence in the whole system. Right. So let us all throw in some money to enable us to save the system. It's actually 10 basis points. 100 basis points is 1%. Right. So the 10 basis points is 1/10 of a percent. 0.1%. Okay. And a total assets of a bank. Compared to, I think, Amcon Philevina is about 3.3%. But you know Amcon is terminating in 2023. Right. And so this will take over from that.
All right, Business Analyst Chika Mbonu, always appreciate your insights. Thank you for joining us.